After the situation in Mondstadt stabilizes for the moment, the traveler returns to the city. There, he walks into a tense conversation between Jean and a Fatui diplomat. The Fatui representative suggests that the simplest solution to the Stormterror crisis would be to eliminate the dragon and remove the threat once and for all. Jean immediately shuts that idea down. She firmly states that Dvalin is one of the four winds of Mondstadt, a guardian of this nation. He is not an enemy to be disposed of. Jean makes it clear that Mondstadt will handle its own crisis.
I'll be sure to make thorough notes.
After the diplomat leaves, she explains the situation to the traveler. The Fatui come from Snezhnaya, a nation ruled by the Prologue Archon. They claim they want to help, but Jean suspects their intentions. She believes the Fatui are not just interested in resolving the Stormterror issue, they may also be seeking the power connected to the Animal Archon. The traveler then wants to discuss something important, so they go to the Knight's headquarters. He shows Jean and Lisa the crimson crystal that was left behind after the earlier encounter with Dvalin. Lisa carefully attempts to examine it. The moment she touches it, she recoils in pain. She explains that the crystal is filled with impurities. Her electral vision reacts violently to it, as if the two forces are repelling one another. Lisa tells the traveler to keep it, since it does not seem to affect him at all. Jean then inquires why he is not affected by the crystal. The traveler pretends not to know either. Seeing his courage and the help he has already provided, Jean officially grants him the title of Honorary Knight of Favonius. She asks for his continued assistance in resolving the Stormterror crisis.
May the wind open your eyes to the truth. We'll meet back here if you find anything.
After leaving the headquarters, Paimon asks why he did not tell Jean about the mysterious stranger who was seen with the dragon earlier. The traveler explains that he wants to investigate that person on his own first. As they are talking, they suddenly spot the same person wandering through Mondstadt. They quietly follow him through the city, using elemental sight to track his movements. The trail leads him to the statue in the city square, where he stands holding a lyre and begins to sing. His song tells an old story about a dragon. Long ago, when the Archon still walked among people, a dragon came down from heaven to see the world below. He was curious and wanted to learn about humans, but their lives were difficult and confusing to him. A bard played a lyre and guided the dragon through music. With the help of those songs, the dragon slowly began to learn. For a time, everything was peaceful. But that peace did not last.
The Lion Fang perished, and the Falcon Flag slept. As a vile dragon approached Mondstadt.
A dark dragon appeared above Mondstadt and caused destruction in the city. Hearing the cries of the people, the Sky Dragon went to confront him, and a fierce battle took place in the skies. The Sky Dragon defeated the enemy, but the victory came at a cost. Poison from the fallen dragon entered his body, and he fell into a deep sleep. When he finally woke up, the world had changed. The people he once protected were now afraid of him. Confused and hurt, he could no longer hear the music of the lyre, and slowly, anger and pain began to grow inside his heart.
The dragon's curse sprawled in silence. But the lyre could no longer soothe his cries.
After finishing his song, he recognizes the traveler immediately from the encounter with Dvalin and introduces himself as Venti the Bard. While talking about Stormterror, Paimon asks the traveler to show him the crimson crystal. To everyone's surprise, the crystal has already been purified. Venti explains that Dvalin is in pain. He reveals another corrupted terror of the dragon and asks the traveler to purify it. The traveler does so without any difficulty. Venti then leaves briefly, saying he needs to think of a plan to save the dragon.
To the symbol of Mondstadt's hero. Bye-bye.
As he walks away, the traveler decides to keep an eye on him. He also finds Venti's voice strangely familiar. The traveler follows Venti to Windrise, where a massive oak tree stands near the Statue of the Seven, often referred to as the symbol of Mondstadt's hero. He questions Venti about the Animal Archon. Venti explains that Barbatos, the Animal Archon, has not ruled Mondstadt directly for a very long time. Unlike other nations, Mondstadt's Archon has long been absent.
I have not been back in a while. It seems there are a few who are unhappy with my arrival.
As they continue discussing Dvalin and the Archon, they are suddenly attacked by an elemental creature called the Eye of the Storm. After defeating it, they continue the conversation. The truth about Dvalin begins to unfold. Dvalin was poisoned by black corrupted blood during a past battle. In his weakened state, he was manipulated by the Abyss Order. The Abyss Order is an organization that despises humanity. Venti admits that he does not fully understand their origins. He explains that Hilichurls also follow their orders. Venti says he was also corrupted, just like Dvalin, and that this place helped him purify the corruption. When Paimon questions how he became poisoned, he shifts the blame onto the Traveler, saying that the Traveler's sudden interference distracted him while he was trying to communicate with Stormterror earlier. Now he asks for the Traveler's help in retrieving the Holy Lyre der Himmel from Mondstadt's cathedral.
The Holy Lyre der Himmel once belonged to Barbatos. Venti believes that using it could help reach Dvalin and break the curse affecting him. Inside the cathedral, Venti asks a sister of the church to lend them the lyre. She refuses immediately. The lyre is a sacred relic of the church and cannot be borrowed.
I cannot hide anymore. My disciples, rejoice! Behold, the god of Animo, Barbatos, has descended. Shocked, aren't you? Don't you just want to cry out and rejoice? How does it feel to finally meet the god you've been serving?
If there's nothing else, I'll be going back to handle the cathedral's paperwork now.
With none of his ideas working, Venti asks the Traveler to try. The sister requests signed documentation from authorized officials for the lyre's release. The Traveler does not have any. After both attempts fail, Venti suggests that the only remaining option is to steal the lyre. Just as he is about to secure it, a Fatui mage suddenly steals it first and disappears. The guards rush in, and the Traveler has to escape. Outside, Venti creates wind currents to help him glide away from the knights. He leads him to a tavern called Angel Share. Inside the tavern, we meet a red-haired man named Diluc, the owner. They hide upstairs as two knights enter the tavern, searching for the suspects who attempted to steal the lyre. Diluc deliberately misleads the knights, sending them in the wrong direction. After they leave, he questions them about what is really happening. Venti introduces the Traveler and Diluc to each other and explains the entire situation with a performance. After hearing everything, he decides to help them.
Outlander, as one of the knights, it seems you're not a suspect. Blonde is the only description on the wanted poster. You should be safe. As for the Bard, however, it'd be better if you stayed in the tavern.
No problem. I like taverns.
Okay. Let's meet here tonight after the tavern closes.
Later that night, he brings Jean, the acting Grand Master, with him. Once she hears the full story and understands that the lyre could save Dvalin, she agrees to assist privately without involving the entire Knight's Order. Diluc reveals that he has discovered where the Fatui have hidden the lyre. It is at a stronghold outside the city walls. The group infiltrates the Fatui hideout and confronts several agents. One of them warns the group that La Senora, the 8th of the Fatui Harbingers, is already in Mondstadt.
Senora is going to end you. The songs bards sing of your demise will be so terrifying. The people of Mondstadt will never sleep again for the nightmares they give them.
Big talk for a guy who still ran off in the end. Chicken.
After defeating the Fatui agent, they recover the Holy Lyre and return to the tavern. Venti explains that the lyre's animo power has weakened over time. He asks the Traveler to restore its power using Dvalin's purified tears. It works, but not completely. They need more teardrop crystals.
I can surmise that Dvalin will already be crying, suffering alone in some deserted place.
Dvalin.
Poor baby.
So the group searches different locations across Mondstadt, retrieving additional corrupted teardrop crystals, some taken by monsters, others hidden in ruins.
I heard that the Fatui have recently proclaimed you persona non grata.
What an honor. Nobody was ever proclaimed persona grata by the Fatui anyway. If I were to choose between eating a cryo slime alive or joining the Fatui, I'd prefer to be crushed to death by a meteorite.
Jeez, your wording is so very dramatic.
After collecting the tears, they return to Dawn Winery. The Traveler purifies the remaining crystals and uses them to fully restore the lyre's power.
It's all thanks to you.
Now the group decides on a location to summon Dvalin. Diluc suggests Starsnatch Cliff, and everyone agrees.
Dvalin used to be my friend. I still regard him as such. We used to listen to the songs of the wind and sing Ode to the Dandelion together. That's why I remember him as someone gentle.
At the cliff, Venti plays the Holy Lyre, and Dvalin answers the call.
What has been done cannot be undone.
Then why do I see sadness in your eyes? Sadness that speaks of your yearning for this song.
We are communicating. Huh?
No, don't get bored.
fooled by him, dear dragon. He left you to rot alone. Now he attempts to deceive you once more.
Barbatos!
Let your wrath fester. Mondstadt has already turned its back on you.
Before they can help Dvalin, an Abyss Mage appears and manipulates the dragon, convincing him not to trust the group. In the chaos, the lyre is destroyed as Dvalin and the Abyss Mage fly away. Afterward, the group openly talks about Venti's true identity, Barbatos, and decides on their next course of action. In another scene, far away from Mondstadt, we see something shocking. The Traveler's sister stands among the Abyss Mages. The one who fled earlier returns with the dragon and kneels before her, addressing her as Your Highness. And that concludes part 2 of the Mondstadt Archon Quest for a Tomorrow Without Tears. Make sure to like and follow for more. See you in part 3.